Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribol, Haribol. Hare Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parvyachakacharya, His Divine Grace. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Everybody is comfortable? At least you have a cold floor. So, we are all very lucky, not just me, everyone, because wherever you come from, India or someone from here, we now come to Krishna consciousness. This ISKCON is founded by Srila Prabhupada, founder guru. Actually, we all know in India, people have guru in their home. Jati guru, you have a guru in your home that you accept someone as your family guru. So there's idea of having a spiritual master is always you all know that you have to have connection to Krishna through guru. So Srila Prabhupada is the founder guru of the Hare Krishna movement, ISKCON. What you see today, ISKCON, is founded by one person, one single person, that Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is sitting on the Vyasasan at the back. If it wasn't for Prabhupada, you wouldn't be having this comfortable temple, sitting on the comfortable mat. That's why I said. So, we are just enjoying now Prabhupada's hard work. What he has given us, we are only enjoying it. All the facility. But those people who worked for Prabhupada in the beginning days, in the pioneering days, they were they're the one who helped Prabhupada to start this Hare Krishna movement. And Srila Prabhupada, who went to America alone, not even his god brothers helped him. When there is success, everybody wants a cut. Share. Prabhupada, he himself was there working alone. Of course, he was with Krishna and his Guru Maharaj. But there's no one there to help him from India. But when everything is there, we are coming. But in the beginning, there was no one there to help Prabhupada. But one thing we can learn, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that a devotee performs his service to him not only out of love, but with great determination. Determination, what that means? It means Prabhupada was so determined, he went to America at the age of 69, quite elderly. When you all come to Australia or any other Western country, you prepare. You go young and you work and you make a home. But Prabhupada, he didn't have that plan. He wanted to go to the West to spread Krishna consciousness, bhakti yoga, all alone. But he was so determined. No matter what, he went there to start the Krishna consciousness. And now we have everything because Srila Prabhupada, he did not give up, even though it was so difficult for him all alone. So, Prabhupada is the founder guru of the Hare Krishna movement, founder acharya of the Hare Krishna movement. By his mercy, we have this manifestation in the form of ISKCON. ISKCON is the manifestation of Srila Prabhupada's hard work. So, we all, maybe you are beginning, you just come here first time, we have to know that we are together in Srila Prabhupada's family. You have your Guru, Guru Maharaj, it doesn't matter. We're all connected in one family, Prabhupada's family. Prabhupada's family means ISKCON. He is the one who started it. You can have another ISKCON, but this ISKCON is started by Prabhupada. So sometimes brother, sister, they are fighting. Husband, wife, they're quarreling. It's a common thing. So sometime in our movement also, there's some friction amongst each other. But it's a family problem. We stay together in the family of Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's family is, Prabhupada said, Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Maharaj said, if we love him, he stay true and serve him. So that is the definition of love, is when you can accept the hardship for your loved ones. So if you love Prabhupada, no matter what, you will execute the service to Prabhupada. So, I joined Hare Krishna movement at the age of 6. When you are growing up to be a devotee family, a Gurukul, I was straight to the Gurukul. When you all come here and you look for a job, I didn't have that time for that. Straight to Gurukul. And at that time in Mayapur, this is in Mayapur. I'm from nearby, Santipur. There's another within the area. And Prabhupada was that time around. And ISKCON that time was not like today. It's very difficult. There's not so much money like we have such beautiful temple. Simple prasadam, maybe just khichdi. Khichdi for breakfast, lunch time, just rice and dal. And sabji, vegetable, they throw away. We cut the good side and cook that. And they put me to sleep, the Gurukul boys. They had only one blanket. So there's 5 of us in the Gurukul. They covered us in a blanket, one blanket. So I thought, what is this? Where's our individual room and with a blanket of our own? And so I thought it's easy for them to wake us up in the morning because they just peel it off. And they throw the blanket somewhere, we couldn't find it because the emphasis was to get up and take a shower and go to Mangalarti. And they didn't explain to me there's going to be one blanket and there's going to be Mangalarti. I thought I'm going to be having a good time, in this Hare Krishna temple, everything cooked in ghee and nice prasadam. But then I was wrong. And then, of course, those things came later. And then I got up in the morning, there's no blanket around, and winter time. And then there's 2 people that grabbed me by the arm, one and each, and they're dragging me from the bedroom, from the room where we were sleeping, to the shower. And they had shower on, threw me in there. This is a welcome to the Hare Krishna movement. That was this Pankajangri Jananivash. Them too. They act like very soft. They're very, very hard, tough people. That's why they're still there, Brahmachari, in Mayapur. But they are, sweet devotees. So I told them, they said, I can't remember that. So they can't remember. So, and then just telling story how, our society in the beginning days, and Mayapur today and then is not the same. That time was just one building. And so they would make the prasadam, lunchtime was around 12:30. So they'd make everybody's plate, rice, sabji, dal, maybe chutney. Make everybody's place look the same. They already have prasadam on it. It's served. It's not that you sit down and then you choose, I want this much, can you give me more? None of that. So they make your plate already and then they call you. Haribol, prasadam ready. And then we all come in like animals, and we choose our plate. So we look around which one has the most. They're all the same. And then no seconds. That was that time. And recently I went a couple of years ago into Mayapur. I said, I'm going to just chant all day and not eat. And I'm going to drink dab, that's all, not even water, because then water can make sick. And then every day they were saying, "Oh, Prabhu, come to our home for prasadam." And every day I have an invitation. I decided not to eat. So if you go to the holy dham, Krishna is not going to let you go. He's going to make you eat. So that was back then and now. So how? And then for the first time I saw Srila Prabhupada, that was 1974. And everybody was talking about Prabhupada. They talk Prabhupada more than Krishna. Oh yeah, Swamiji, Prabhupada, and he's coming. Months before, like almost 6 months before Prabhupada's arriving, in 6 months. So, and they were like counting the days. And they were preparing, cleaning the temple, painting the buildings and the road, cutting the grass. We didn't have that time. This is only one building. And so we were just getting ready, and it was just like 3 days before his arrival. Everything was ready. And so we prepared for Prabhupada's coming. At that time, when you go out of the main gate in Mayapur, who's been to Mayapur here? If you haven't been, then you better go. Make a plan to go soon. That's our headquarters. That's the inspiration of our ISKCON. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Mayapur, and that's Prabhupada's home, place of worship. So they made a big plan for his arrival reception, how he's going to arrive. And there's a road outside the temple. That road is just not very like today. It's almost like rocks. So that's called the Bhaktisiddhanta road. So if you go out of the road, go on to the right-hand side, go all the way there, there used to be a banyan tree where the road would turn. Huge banyan tree. That's all. The banyan tree fell down from a big storm some years ago. So they asked me to go there and stay under the banyan tree and raise the flag, red flag, when you see Prabhupada's car. I said, yeah, I'm in ecstasy. I'm going to be one. I'm going to see Prabhupada, first time and before anybody. And so I was just really happy. So then, meanwhile, at the gate, they had like elaborate arrangements for his arrival there, like kirtan group, and when he gets out of the car, how they're going to, sprinkle flour on his feet, and like that, and the fireworks both sides. So then I was, and it's a dirt road and village area. Nobody hardly comes in the car, and it was going hours and hours, and it was a very hot day. So I was thinking maybe I'll have a quick nap because it's under the banyan tree, very hot, and it feels good and very soothing. So I just lay down and almost falling asleep. And I heard this, Haribol, wake up! And that was the sannyasis. So Prabhupada's, there was 3 cars. First one, second one, and middle one, Prabhupada's car. They bought 3 cars for Prabhupada ambassador, red color, with the tilak, and they had a decoration with flower. Prabhupada's in that car with sannyasis. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I think, he had his head out. He said, "Get up, wake up." So I got up and raised the flag so the devotees can see it from the temple gate. And in India, even if you have really good road, people don't drive fast. It's always slow. So I was running behind the car. And it's just there. I was running faster than the car almost. I was so excited. And when you're young and, you have a lot of speed. And I was just, and I keep going. And then I got there. I was already there also. Prabhupada got out. They had, my job was to sprinkle flour at Prabhupada's feet. There's 2 boys. They had flour, rose flower petals in a basket. And he had one, I had one, and we'd be just beside Prabhupada's feet. So every time Prabhupada lift up his feet, we'd be ready to put the flour on the ground so Prabhupada can put his feet on the flour. And the other boy from other feet. So we were just going all the way to the temple. And they had this kirtan group, 2 groups of devotees, both sides of Prabhupada. They have to, like that, go put the feet out, and when they had chadar, he used tilaks, and so it was very dramatic, transcendentally. And then when you go to there's a gate in Mayapur that you can go up inside the gate, up the top, and they have 4 doors that opens out. So there's Mataji's there. They were sprinkling flour down on Prabhupada as well. So they're like demigods showering flour. And then all down the road, the old road, gate to the temple. Now they haven't because of the TOVP. And all the way down, there's all these petals, red petals, Prabhupada's feet. So that's the first time I saw him. Prabhupada, and he wasn't speaking much. He had his head up like this. Sometimes if we do put our head up like that, you're so proud. He'll tell them off. And Prabhupada, we said, no, he's looking at Krishna. He has his head up because he's looking at Krishna. He's so pure. And he had his chadar, and he would take his chadar and he'd put it like this, like his hand all the way, like everything is like a drama, what we say, like transcendental. Everything he did, pick up the cup and drink the water, and I try to do it, but it gets all over. They do it. And Prabhupada could do it so perfectly. Because when you're giving the class, you don't touch the cup. It's smoochy, not clean. So he used to drink, but he didn't touch the cup. You can drink it exactly right in the mouth and not getting anywhere. So Prabhupada was so expert at everything. And then when he got to the temple, he had a Charnamita, Radha Madhava, the small deity. They had big deities back then. And then he went around the temple 3 times. That's why they still go around 3 times with Prabhupada Murti, because in the beginning he went around the temple 3 times. And then he wanted the Gurukul boys to really dance. And I was one of the boys, and I was full of speed. I was dancing in front of him, like really high up, like this high. And all the devotees, they're all from America. There's no Indian devotees, just 3 kids. And they're all really tall. And when you're a kid, everything looks tall. And so then, I was jumping so high, I could be just almost like to their shoulder. So wow, and Prabhupada even also was like, wow, where does this guy come from? And then it was a time for Guru Puja. And usually when Prabhupada is in the Guru Puja, he would be giving sweets, prasadam, to the guest. But there was no guest. It was just all countryside. Only the devotees at that time. So when they had, in Mayapur they make sandesh. Sandesh is like a sweet. It's Bengali sweet. I love it because I used to buy in the shop. And if the white people are making it, I don't know how it's going to be like. And so then I had this. So they gave Prabhupada a big tray of sandesh. And beside Prabhupada, there was a railing. Only the sannyasis can be inside that with Prabhupada. Everybody else was outside that. So I was outside. And then he gave all the sweet to the sannyasis. And in India, we say you don't eat food in front of children, we're kids, because we're going to give the bad bribe, get bad vibration, and we might get sick. So we all say, well, come on, that's not fair. Well, we can't say that because it's Prabhupada's choice. So then, Prabhupada knows everything, but he needed to encourage the leaders. Prabhupada is very diplomatic, spiritually, also. So then we're thinking, okay, whatever. Next day, actually Prabhupada, so we were scattered everywhere. All these big devotees and Gurukul kids, they were like inside. So Prabhupada said, bring all the kids in front of me. So we are all, I even have a photo. So we are all in front of Prabhupada, and he gave the sweets to us, not anybody. Just 5 or 6 of us, and then after the sannyasis. And we didn't keep one little bit for anyone. We ate it straight away. It's mercy. Mercy of a sadhu, you don't keep it for later. You instantly have it, because somebody else may take it by force. So we just, boom, in front of Prabhupada. And it was like not even a crumb left. not even keeping it pocket. And I had purposely, I had a shirt with a lot of pockets because I keep sweets and stuff. And so he gave Gurukul boys sweets every day. And there was, and everybody, sannyasis look at us like, where's ours? He had yours already the first day. And then, so just how Prabhupada was very, very kind and towards, everyone. So he's very understanding. That's why they used to call Prabhupada as the fatherly, very fatherly and very loving. He used to even go to the Brahmacharini ashram. Mataji's, they live in the ashram called Brahmacharini. And he used to go there and say, how are you, Mataji? I mean, of course, they tell him Prabhupada's coming. And he was very understanding and very loving. And so, if you go to Mayapur today, they have this glass jar inside Prabhupada's room on the 3rd floor, Lotus building. This glass jar used to be containing coconut laddu. You heard of coconut laddu before? He always making here laddus. They offer to the deity 9 o'clock. That's besan laddu. I never eat that, only Krishna eats. It's very heavy. If you are from Gujarat, you are making very dry sweets because there's no rain there. So it's all dry. When you go to Bengal, all the sweets are very juicy, very sweet. The juice comes from inside. So, but this coconut laddu is made only in the winter because winter time is cold. So the date tree, they produce this date ras, kejer ras, right? You go to Mayapur, it's a date tree, there's a pot hanging. They cut the side of the tree and they stick a pipe. They call it pipe in India. Pipe is straw. And then it drips into the pot throughout the night. In the morning, there's a full pot of date ras. You have to cook that before the sunrise. Otherwise, it ferments. So, they boil that, it turns into gore, molasses. So fantastic. It's like caramel, even better. It's from the spiritual world. In Mayapur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he used to only eat vegetables that were grown in Mayapur, not from Calcutta. He said Calcutta is a hell. I don't want to take anything from there. So anything grown in the holy dham, spiritual place. So then, they would make this coconut, fresh coconut. If you go to places like Malaysia or Singapore, the Tamil people, they live a lot. They make a lot of things with coconut. They put inside coconut everything, dal and big bunches of curry leaf. You can carry the curry tree. So much, when you're eating the prasadam in, South Indian, they have big pile of curry leaf on the side. They take it out of the dal and the curry and so many things. So there they make coconut, fresh coconut, they grate it. And so in Bengal they have this thing called boti. Who is from Bengal? Boti. They put the feet like this, and then they have this thing, and they go, Mataji, they do it, they're very good at it. And the grated coconut, fresh. And they cook that with date gur, a little bit of camphor. And it's like, wow. And so my mother used to make that for Prabhupada. And so, if you are in a Hare Krishna movement, you don't have a chance to eat good food because it's all for the deity, not for your family. They're cooking for the deity and cooking for sannyasis, so you left out. Even so I asked my mother, you're making for Prabhupada, I love that coconut laddus. He said, can I have one? Just save it for me. He said, you're a demon. And because, yeah. How you can make a suggestion like that? This is for Prabhupada. So you're a demon. Okay, I was like shocked. So I said to her, come on, I'm your son. At least have some sympathy. I said, none at all. You're like, who is a demon here, Are you mother or what? So then I didn't say anything. I said, okay, because we all love Prabhupada so much. So then she was like haunted, by the love for Prabhupada. So I didn't get one. So I thought, I have an idea. And Prabhupada didn't just give it out to anyone. He had it in his room, and he gave it to the guest. And so, if you want one, you have to go see him. Go see Prabhupada for laddu, you go for bhakti, not for laddu. Love for Krishna. So then, I really wanted the laddu, you know. Because the principle of love for Krishna is when you have prasad. Prasad means mercy, not just love comes. You have to have taste for prasad, which is easy to get. Prabhupada made it easy for us, you know. So then, we had to go see Prabhupada, so it was like very difficult. So he lived on the 3rd floor. If you want to see him, there's 2 ways. You can do like a Batman style, you know, climb through the rope and from the side of the building, get to the 3rd floor, or you can go from the main door. I said I didn't know how to do the Batman style, so then I went to the front, the main door, and they had this chatayu, you know, they put, and you have to go through. Harishwara Prabhu was sitting there. He's a pretty heavy guy, you know. He's mellowed off now. He can headbutt you, and you were flying off the door. Well, I wasn't scared. And you know, a little kid, sometimes you feel sorry for them. You know, you join the Hare Krishna, no food around, we get up so early, we look so skinny. So sometimes the foreigners, they feel sorry for you. And I said, oh, these come from the villages here. And so I begged him, I said, can I see Prabhupada? I didn't tell him I'm going to see him laddu. I'm going to see him for mercy. And I miss him so much. I just want to see Prabhupada and pay my obeisances. I didn't speak a word in English. I said, how are you going to speak if Prabhupada doesn't speak Bengali so much? So he can see in my face I was really, really determined to see him. So he said, okay, go. I was like, phew. And I went in and paid big dandavat. And Prabhupada was sitting there somehow. Maybe he knew I'm coming. He knew the feature. And I said, Prabhupada, I didn't know how to say it. So I had kind of like bring my hand out or not. I was deciding, but he could see it's coming out. And then, and he had it ready. He had a jar and he opened it. He gave me one. I was hoping he'd give me 2, but they were like very tiny, and so it's very calculative, like the Indians counting the money, Prabhupada was very calculative of the mercy. So I was also kind of smart. So I went to the back and I ate it. I said, I know Swamiji is very merciful. He might give me one more. So I try my luck. So I went in, paid obeisance, and said, Srila Prabhupada. 5 times. He gave me 5 times. I didn't try the 6th time. Maybe he wouldn't give or me chastise, whatever. I was doing it regularly. So I didn't tell my mother, I got laddu from Prabhupada. Who are you? Who is the demon? Prabhupada's a better father than you or mother. So, you can see Prabhupada was very, very kind, very merciful. Sadhu, they're great devotees, they're very merciful. And I remember we had a jati guru. Every Indian person, they have a family guru. And this guy was a meat eater. So I didn't take anything from him. But Prabhupada was... So then I took that story, and Prabhupada, I'm just telling the stories that I know of Prabhupada. At that time in Mayapur, it's not like today here or any temple. You go to the Brahmachari ashram here, or I was in Melbourne. I come from a long way where I live in Melbourne, and Brahmachari is still sleeping. That time, if you didn't gather for Mangalarti, they cut your prasad. And if you want to eat, there's only one place, one kitchen, that time. And so, the first English word I learned, no Mangalarti, no prasadam. You don't need a dictionary. And so, I stayed in a Gurukul, and there was these 3 boys there from America. And they're white boys. And so they put me with them. One of the boy, his name is Darkadish. Darkadish is a very famous, he's not around. that's the boy that Prabhupada is showing him how to write. You see that picture? That's him, Darkadish. So he was with me. So I was very strong, so that my teacher is from Canada, and he told that this guy will protect you. Because some of the Bengali boys throw mud at them and stuff. Those white boys, Sahib, and stuff like that. And so then I said, hey, you're there. So I was like protecting with them. I was with them. So then, they became good friends with me. So we'd be getting up at 3:30 in the morning, and we never had enough rest. And working all day, doing classes, so we never got enough rest. And so he said he has an idea. He said, let's sleep somewhere that they can't find us. Yeah. I said, yeah, I'm going to go with you. I'll do it. But only if you do it, because if you guys, you don't get in trouble, because I get in trouble. But I'm with you. So he said, okay, so they are building the long building in Mayapur. That time. It's all not finished. So they have a lot of areas you can hide and sleep. There's broken wall, and behind the wall, front of the wall, nobody goes there to check. So we all had sleeping bag. I said, I don't have a sleeping bag, because you can only get sleeping bag from the US at that time. They didn't have it in India. So they said, we have spare one. I said, oh, great. So we had a sleeping bag, and we went to the back of the long building, and we zipped ourselves. Even the snake can find you, because there's a lot of snakes in Mayapur. So we were at the back of the long building, sleeping very nicely. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. Everybody goes for breakfast. That's at 9 o'clock. So let's get up at 8 o'clock. So we got up at 8 o'clock. We had enough sleep. Because when you're a kid, you can sleep well. Because when you're like 50, you don't sleep. You get up because you can't sleep. You take sleeping pill, So we really needed to sleep. We woke up at 8 o'clock. And we had a really good sleep. We took a shower. We went to see Prabhupada for breakfast. I said, you go. You go in the front, because Prabhupada knows you. Darkadish. Prabhupada used to call him DDD, Mr. DDD, Darkadish Das. And so we all went to see Prabhupada, 5 of us. Darkadish first. We were behind. I didn't speak a word. So they paid obeisances. All I can see Prabhupada's eyes. No prasadam? Because we didn't go to Mangalarati. So no Mangalarati, no prasadam. So Prabhupada said, call for the pujaris. He didn't do it like that. I'm just making it up. Call for the pujaris. Pankajaya and Jananabas, they were like in their knees. They came, bring these boys prasadam immediately. And they always have extra prasad, because that's for Prabhupada. It was halava. At that time, if you want to see halava, you have to wait for Gaur Purnima time, or Janmashtami time. I didn't even know what's halava, So halava and puris, they make puris in Mayapur, the best puris in the world, and especially for Prabhupada. They're made out of white flour, so they look white color, and they're crunchy. And they had muri. Who knows muri? Puff rice, not peanuts, cashews, with curry leaf. It's like, and then I had sabji. That's potato sabji that goes well with the puri. That's my favorite. And then some other thing I forget. So we had plate full of it, 5 of us. We ate and ate, and our hands like with ghee. We never saw ghee. They said there's no ghee in Mayapur. They would ghee 1 tablespoon of ghee for the Gurukul boys. They said, open your mouth. They put 1 tablespoon of ghee, because the boys they need nutrition. Because you cook everything in the oil, you don't get. So we're having ghee, just 1 tablespoon. And here, everything's cooked in ghee. In Melbourne Temple, some Indian people, they donated 150 buckets of ghee for Janmashtami last year. They didn't have a space to put them. They hired a place, a storehouse, to put them ghee there. But they go through 2 buckets a week. Everything's cooked in ghee. The brahmacharis, they protest. No ghee, no, we will leave this temple. So they have to cook everything in ghee. Not only deities, but also devotees. The temple president said, yeah, fine, we have plenty of ghee. So cook everything in ghee. Anyway, so we never told this story to the Gurukul teachers, that we had, we slept in. They cut our prasadam fine, because we had a better prasadam with Prabhupada. Yeah. So I'm just telling this story is how Srila Prabhupada is very merciful, It's not that sometimes devotees ask me, do you have a special instruction from Prabhupada? I said, none at all. He's just very merciful, and he's fed us and very kind. I mean, he's not going to tell me when I'm at the age of 6, 7. He's not going to tell me to go to the West and preach. He's not that cruel. Prabhupada is very merciful, very kind. He's just going to give us prasadam and pat us on the back. And anyway, at that time they didn't have initiation course like they have today. If you want to get initiated, you have to do initiation course. Might take my years. And even if you're ready, and they still, you need a letter from the authority and so many things. So then they asked me, would you like to take initiation from Prabhupada? I had my both hands up. And if I have another 2, I put them up too. Yeah. And I didn't know what 4 regular principles are, because we're very innocent. You don't tell innocent people, what are the 4 regulars. They're already following. So I said, we're going to Vrindavan for initiation. Just 1 week before. 1 week before. So then they say, you got to tell Prabhupada the principles, 4 principles, in English. I said, but I don't speak the words. So write it down. So I had it written down. I was studying them on the train and everything. No intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex, no meeting. I had no problem. I had a memory, good memory. Even during the ceremony, initiation, fire sacrifice, I had it written down. I was reading it. And so it was 100 devotee taking initiation. 1975, the day when Krishna Balaram Mandir was open first. So amazing that, they had Krishna Balaram, the deity, Radha, Shamsundar, and Gaurani. They're all on the courtyard. They're not even installed yet. In the morning, so we were checking them out. Oh, this must be, because they had their eyes closed, they had copians. And then they put them in the temple room, and they open in the middle of the day, midday, Arati. That's why the Prabhupada doing Arati to Krishna Balaram. That's on that day. And so Prabhupada went for a morning walk, and then he wanted a guru photo. There's a famous picture of Prabhupada with all the devotees in front of Krishna Balaram Mandir. That's on that day. And if he was a little dark guy, that's me, right in the front. There was a lot of pushing and shoving who wants to be near Prabhupada. He couldn't dare go near Prabhupada, all the sannyasi, they hit you with a stick, with a danda, And they're very, very protective of Prabhupada, which is good. Anyway, so it was initiation time. There was no Guru Puja, just initiation, starting at that time. So 100 devotee. So I was studying, and everybody was, people were coming up one by one, and it was my turn. And a little guy walking up, little guy walking up, and so everybody stopped. And they said, how can he be initiated? Such a small kid. I don't care what they think, Prabhupada once said, even demigods have to say yes. So then I was walking up, everybody, at least. So then I walked up to Prabhupada, even he was going. And he looked around for the GPC or the leaders from Mayapur, and they weren't around. I don't know where they were. Usually they're all hanging around behind Prabhupada, because they're like, Prabhupada's like very merciful but also very fiery. So then he asked for Jayapataka Maharaj, because he was the one who put me up, the recommendation. I was thanking for that. And so, everybody kept quiet, because it's up to Prabhupada now. So Prabhupada, he looked at my eyes, and sometimes a sadhu look at you, they can study you. Like they can know you, who you are. Maybe some connection from before, who knows. So he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was really very scared, because, just a few days ago I stole something. He could tell, well, this guy's not that good, The sadhus, they know everything. So I was like really scared. But then, he's very understanding. They didn't feed us enough, and, we had to find other ways. Anyway, so he says, I was at I was 9 years age, 9 years, very young. I mean, and so he says, then he says, this boy can be initiated, he's too young. He was looking around for authorities. Then he looked at me, and then just a couple minutes, very quiet. Then he said, never mind. Everybody went joy, even me, like I was. And so he asked for what are the principles, the 4 principles. I was ready. I was telling him in English. It's like, that's what my teacher told me to do. And he was right behind Prabhupada, the guy from Canada. And I says, no meat eating. And I was really boldly saying it. No gambling. And I was stuck. I forgot the other 2 because they were like hard English. I remember before that. But there's so much attention. Devotees everywhere, and Prabhupada, and memory just blacks out. And so then I was like, what to do now? So my teacher from behind Prabhupada, just tell him in Bengali. So I did. 2 in Bengali, 2 in English. Prabhupada was very happy because he could see that I was trying to please him. Because the teachers would tell me, all the books, Srila Prabhupada's books are in English. So so the emphasis is to learn English so you can read Prabhupada's books. At that time. Now there's Hindi and so many languages. That time was all English. And Prabhupada only speaks English. I said, so they don't speak English in the spiritual world, but Prabhupada was speaking. So then, that's the story of initiation. It's just really amazing. And then, just a couple of years later, Prabhupada was in Mayapur. They said, would you like second initiation? I said, oh, fantastic. Yeah, sure. I'm ready, And so I was there. Prabhupada was not well because in 1977 he was quite sick. So he didn't come down for initiation, for the fire ceremony, fire yagya. So then people who got Brahman initiation, we could go see him upstairs in his room to get the thread. So it's not like, Ritvik thing. So I could go see him directly and got the Brahman thread. So amazing. So, we need to feel how fortunate we all are. If I met him or not met him, all of you, we are all connected in the line. Right? Every day, everybody today talks about connection, isn't it? The main word, connection. You don't have connection, you don't have the internet service, right? You say, oh yeah, I work in the IT. No connection, nothing works. So everything needs connection. So the main connection is sadhu, guru parampara, GPS. Guru parampara means the mercy of the guru. Connect yourself with the sadhu. Connect yourself with Prabhupada and his associate. This is the way to get the mercy. No, I will go directly. Nobody says like that. There's always a system for everything. That system is Bhakti Yoga. The process of Krishna consciousness is a system by which you can approach Krishna through Guru. Guru Sadhu Sastra. By the mercy of Guru, we can be connected to Krishna. Krishna himself accepted a Guru. Isn't it? What's the need for God to be accepting a Guru? He is the ultimate Guru. Cheta Guru. He's sitting in everyone's heart as a super soul. But he's setting an example that we have to have a Guru. Guru's like, when you take initiation from spiritual master, it's like making a contract, a signing contract. I'm your disciple. I'm going to serve you. I'm going to serve Krishna. Lifetime. That's the contract. It's just an example. It's more than a contract. Giving your whole life. And, just another time, Srila Prabhupada, my job was to clean Prabhupada's car, the ambassador. It's really, really new car, and then many, many years ago, it got washed away. They used to keep it the samadhi, Prabhupada samadhi. It had a big flood, the car went washed away from the flood. So the engine, everything was gone. So they still have it, just the framework of the car, that original car. So I used to clean that. Clean it super clean. Not at the car wash, but by hand. and touching it to the head every time, because his Prabhupada's car is like a chariot. So I'd clean it, and super clean. With the gamsha, they didn't have a proper towel, so use my own gamsha. Clean it, squeeze it. It's already clean, but clean it again, 3 times. Because everything you do 3 times is the best, So clean 3 times, very clean. And there's this, when you open the handle, there's this A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, written on and carved in a brass handle. So that part is really important, because that's Prabhupada's name, and he's going to open the handle. So it's super, like, you can put tilak on looking at it, because it's like a mirror, so clean. I didn't use the brasso. In India, there's a thing called brasso. They clean it's chemical. So no chemical for Prabhupada's car. It's going to be my love for Prabhupada. Clean it. And so it's really clean. And then, I mean, you can finish the job like within an hour, but I did it 3 hours. Very slowly. One handle, maybe it's like half an hour, And then there's a huge tilak on the bonnet of the car. It's made out of like a metal thing, but a silver metal. Big tilak. And then there's a thing with the ISKCON flag. It's very beautiful. So you have to take it off and put it back on. So that silver thing is very shiny. You can, like 5 people can put tilak with that, because it's so big. It's very shiny, everything shiny. And then Prabhupada would go in it. And every time Prabhupada got in the car to go to somewhere, I wanted to know what the program is when Prabhupada is going. So I want to be there. And if any gesture, Prabhupada, like the car is clean, or he didn't say anything. So I would run behind the car, Prabhupada, all the way to the gate. There's some movies like that. They have some kids running. That's just me, running behind Prabhupada's car all the way to the gate. And every day the Prabhupada would come down from his room for the morning program, Guru Puja. I would be the volunteer to sing, Jaya Prabhu. Not like Jaya Prabhu, and I fall asleep. It's full on. Like, like sometimes when the frogs, during this rainy season, you see the frogs, their throat comes out. Almost like my throat's coming out, because I'm singing so loud. But it never happened. I'm just saying it to give you the enthusiasm. So loud. And you could hear from down the road. I said, there was no microphone. It was only for Prabhupada. I didn't need one. And Prabhupada would come down. Every day when Prabhupada would go, I would sing, Jaya Prabhupada. He'd go up, Jaya Prabhupada. And he loved it. I think Prabhupada liked it. He didn't, but I could see his face. This guy, he's like a maniac. It's full on. And it was Bhagavatam class. Prabhupada spoke in English. I didn't understand a word he was saying. And now I listen to it. Oh, yeah, it makes sense now. So, and he wanted the kids sitting right in front of him, and with the sannyasis. And we're not paying attention, because we don't know what he's talking about. And he wasn't be speaking for hours and hours. He spoke only for 40 minutes. So he would go, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and we'd be very drowsy. And that time we didn't have jackets. In India, even today, the traditional Indian people, they don't wear big jackets. They wear chadar. And I love the chadar, because you can wrap yourself and sleep. There's this one Maharaj in Mayapur. He was demonstrating the benefit of wearing a chadar. And you can have a chadar, you can cover your head from the sun, because in India it gets very hot. So you see people, they have the chadar overhead, and then they put it on the side of devotees. They put it around the waist. They use it as a gamsha, or they go around it. So many ways. So it's very multi-purpose. You can use a chadar. So we had chadar. In Mayapur we had a handloom. They make our own clothes. So they would make this thing called vest, like this. They made in Mayapur. They have top pocket here. I said 4 pockets for me. You can give orders. So I had like pockets on the side, because I wanted to put a different thing inside, prasharam and stuff like that. So Prabhupada, we're sitting in front of Prabhupada, and we were sleeping. With your head touching the ground, drooling. No sannyasis or anyone would dare to touch us, because Prabhupada, he wanted us to sleep in his class, I guess. Because Prabhupada was poking somebody, Prabhupada said, don't poke them, they need sleep. So, I think it was Jayananda Prabhu. You know Jayananda Prabhu? He used to work very, very hard. He's the one who started the Rath Yatra festival. And he was falling asleep. So sannyasis were poking him. Prabhupada chastised them. Stop that. You dare poke him? He works very hard. Put all of your sannyasis, GBCs put together. Let him sleep in my class. That's what Prabhupada said. So, it's not that he wanted to sleep. He was just tired. And then we heard, Jai Srila Prabhupada. It was time to get up. Because Bhagavatam class was over. So we knew. So, Prabhupada was extremely understanding of everything and not chastising those who didn't need it. And if he did, it's like unforgivable. But he would be forgiving, but you will always remember how Prabhupada was so angry. One devotee was saying, what have you done for Prabhupada? He said, one time when Prabhupada was coming, I just opened the door for him. Well, that's all? So yeah, that's all. And Prabhupada just smiled at me. I said, oh, wow. He said, that smile is still inside me. That's a lifetime inspiration, that smile. That's all he needed. So don't think you've done so much. If you did a little bit of service to Prabhupada, that's enough to make you Krishna conscious for whole life. Just so much inspiration. Prabhupada was so loving. There's a little bit of, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he says, like a little bit of advancement can protect you from the most dangerous fear. With Prabhupada, you can actually see that. So there's, heaps of stories. And my job was also to water the garden on the roof of the Lotus building. There's these tulsi plants, you water the plants. While Prabhupada is sleeping, he would be resting, Prabhupada would be resting in his room. And I thought maybe he was having a pastime with Krishna. Because, it's not ordinary sleep like us. We go to sleep, it's not the same. It's beautiful to go to sleep. So I was peeping through the window, before I water the plants. So I want to make sure that, I don't disturb him. I didn't see anything in the room. So then I just like to peep through. So when you were a kid, you muck around with water. You have a hose, you squirt people and different things. And so I was supposed to water the plants, water the tulsi on the roof. And I was squirting down the top of the building, the people walking downstairs. And I bring it back and stroke it. And then I felt this tap in my back, a soft tap in my shoulder from the back. And that was Prabhupada. He said, you should stop doing that. So I paid my full obeisances, dandavat, and like boom, like a banana tree falling down. You can hear it from down the road. Boom. And I see Prabhupada was very pleased, but then, what I was doing, he wasn't pleased. So he said, don't do it like that. He says, this is Tulasi, this is our home. That's like the instruction. So he says, down in the temple room, there's Tulsi plants. We worship Tulsi in the morning, Tulasi, Krishna, pray. And then he said, there's Tulsi in my room, in the middle floor, and it's Tulsi on the roof. So we are living inside Tulsi. That's what he said. I didn't really understand, because it's very philosophical. And he said, we are living in the Tulsi. Tulsi is we worship Tulsi to get bhakti, love for Krishna. So he was explaining to me. So from then on, I never squirt water even today. And then people sleeping doing the japa in the temple room. And I have sannyasis do water squirting, waking them up. They used to have sannyasis with the water squirt. So you falling asleep, suddenly you feel this water on you. They're squirting to wake you up. I didn't even do that as for fun, because Prabhupada told me not to, squirt on people. And those days was kind of a fun to water, people because they're falling asleep, wake them up for Mangalarati. But I didn't do it after that. So Srila Prabhupada, there's so many stories of Prabhupada like this. I have to write them down, forgetting, get older, he gets forget things. So this class is supposed to be Prabhupada stories, my experiences. There's many other stories, other disciples Prabhupada can tell you. But for me, this kind of story. Don't ask me, oh, can you tell me what Prabhupada told you, like very special instruction, where to preach. Don't ask me that, because he didn't tell me. I just have this kind of experiences with Prabhupada. That's good enough. And, Prabhupada was very unique. Meeting with Prabhupada, be connected with Prabhupada, is like knowing not even Jesus, more than that. It's like, someone from the spiritual world, like a cowherd boy, like the 6 Goswamis, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, like that. So we are very fortunate to be connected to Prabhupada through this line. Like I said before, we have to make the connection to Prabhupada through staying in the line of ISKCON and our association of devotees. Sadhu Sangha, associate with sadhus is to follow the instruction, not just a lip service. Actually, be able to connect with Prabhupada is to do service. Service. Prabhupada, when he used to drive from Mayapur, before he got to Mayapur, there is a place called Janmasthan, birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he prayed his obeisances a little bit, and then he said, down the road is the Karmasthan, is the place of service, devotional service. So when you go to Mayapur, you see Gauriya and they're all doing bhajan, chanting. And you get to Mayapur, our ISKCON is full of vibration, vibrant, so much activity, and deities, and so much going on. So our ISKCON is a place of, of serving Krishna, is to uplift people from ignorance. Om Aganyati Varandasya, from ignorance to bring them to the light of Krishna consciousness, brighten people. So this is why when you come here, you see, it's just like, wow. I remember the first time I came to the Mayapur ISKCON, I've been to so many temples in India, monkeys flying through the temple and all these things, and cobwebs, not very clean. I got to ISKCON temple, so clean. So I told my mother, I'm staying here. I want to sleep here, which is so good. We sleep in the home, it's just not clean enough. Here it's really clean. You can actually eat off of the floor, it's so clean. They said, you want to play? I don't need, I eat it from the floor here, it's really clean. They're so clean. Prabhupada set the standard of deity worship. And they didn't put much dress. You see our other Gopinath? So much jewelry. Recently in Melbourne, we got to the temple. Temple door, somebody tried to break in. The screws were gone because they thought our deities had gold and diamonds and all these things. So, because you can jump over the fence, come in the temple, so all the screws were gone. So I told them, we need a chokidar here. I'll volunteer. There was chokidar there. But they have the CCTV, but nobody's checking on it. So then, Prabhupada had everything so beautifully dressed. Our temple is so super clean. So I told my mother, I'm staying here. And I smelled this prasadam. It's coming from the first floor. They're cooking for Radha Madhava. So strong smell. Cooking with ghee. We buy ghee in India at that time is very clean. There's Amul ghee, right? That very, people make ghee in their home. It's, family ghee is really clean and very fragrance. And so they said, if you want prasadam, you have to wait here till like 4 o'clock. So I wait till 4 o'clock. They just gave me some fruit. Because the 4 o'clock offering is only fruit. I said, I don't want fruit. I want the cooked in ghee, all those. So I had this strong desire. And then, but then they said, you have to wait till 7 o'clock. Because the white people are going to dance for Arati time. Because that time there's no Indian people. They're all Americans. And Marajis. I said, oh yeah. No, I mean, in India, you were like from village. Even today, when you go to India, if you're a white devotee, everybody wants to check you out. So, and then at 7 o'clock, they're all there. And then there was Radha Madhava right at the back, and I mean the front. I couldn't see. I mean, I didn't want to see the deity. I just want to see these people here. So I was like, wow, no. I was looking at the white devotees. This is why Prabhupada brought them to India. to attract the Indian people, that the foreigners chanting Hare Krishna, we Indian people will. So where are they? Only a few here. So we have to also make everybody Krishna conscious. So I was so impressed by the Hare Krishna movement. And then my mother went to get me. She was already initiated by Prabhupada, and I was staying in the village because they were to start a Gurukul, and so they're desperate to get kids and the children for starting a Gurukul. So they didn't have enough children because they need family. They didn't have enough family, and it's not easy to that somebody's going to come to temple and join. These are white people. No. We can look at them, but we're not going to join. So my mother came to the village where I was staying. She gave up. She was a unique person. So I came out to see her, and she was wearing a sari. Like in India, ladies wears a sari. The Indian ladies, they wear sari. It's normal. You see your mother wear sari. Yeah, no big deal. Ladies wear sari. So I saw her the first time, and he's wearing the sari. It's very effulgent, like a glow coming out of her, out of the sari. And she has this bead bag, really fancy, and his big thing, like a, what do you call that? That Prabhupada badge. Everybody used to wear a badge at that time. I had a small badge of Prabhupada. It fell off somewhere. And so this big badge of Prabhupada, I said, wow. I said, this is my mother or what? I don't know. She looked like very effulgent. I appreciate her, but I'm not going to go with her. So that's my first impression. And everybody put me away. So your mother's become pagal. She's become pagal ho gaya. So they said, don't go with her. So I don't know what. So I didn't go with her. I didn't even get to sleep there and where she was because they were keeping me away. So then, but in my mind I was thinking, she has some mystic power. She looks so effulgent. Next time she comes, I'm going. So I was planning. Yeah, next time he comes, no one's going to stop me. So she came back 6 months later, and I was ready. So then there was a train station down where we were. So even to get to this train station, you can take the main road, or you can go another way, through the field. So I said, I'm not taking the main road because they're going to catch me, all my relatives. So I was a planner. I could plan. So then I told my mother, okay, I'm making plan, you just go to the train station, I'll meet you there. Kids are very smart, So then I made a plan. I said, these people, don't worry about it. So I had my stuff, you take it, and I took a few bags, and I took the rice field cut. I met at the station. By that time, train arrived and everybody's ready. It's all Krishna's arrangement. I was just about to get on the train. All my relatives came on bicycle. I said, bye-bye. Too late. On my way to Mayapur. That's how I joined. Yeah. Really amazing. And so many things happened in Mayapur, but I didn't care. Prabhupada was inspiration. The Gurukul hear stories about things that happened in the 70s. I don't care. Whatever happened to us is just karma. That's how I always see it. But like if you're hanging, like I was giving the example the other day, if you're hanging on the side of a rock, you can fall down, your body's smothered to nothing. So you're desperate to save yourself. So we're in a material world. We are desperate to get onto the ship. So someone throws down a rope. You grab the rope. You don't say, oh, how did I get here? You get on the ship, and you're safe. So our position is like that. We are rotting in the material world. You have a job, I'm secure, I have a job, I have a secure job, I have enough money, I have a good family, good job, and I have, what do you call that, the money they save for you in the future, what's that? Superannuation, yeah, you got plenty going for you. Suddenly you get cancer. Who knows? Life is not in our control. So always feel safe that Krishna is our savior, is our only savior. Prabhupada is our only savior. Our Guru Maharaj is only savior. Not your job and things. Even you're somebody very dear to you, they can't protect you from the time of death. Even the demigods, they can't protect you. Only Guru. Spiritual master comes to save you at the time of death. there was this snake. He was a disciple of Narad Muni. And imagine you're a snake. We're lucky. We're not snake disciples. And so, so everybody was hitting the snake, and cobra. And so he asked Narad Muni what to do. I'm not vegetarian and I don't bite. I'm not violent anymore. And so what do I do? And people are like, So he says, just go up to them, and they'll run away. You don't have to bite them. Just go. So, and Narad Muni was so merciful, even a snake disciple. So today, Prabhupada, he had so many disciples from all over the world, coming from so many backgrounds. So it's the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. He's so merciful. There's a lot of stories. We'll keep it for the next time. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions, quickly? Just one or two, if you have, or... Yeah, so... there's no use saying, oh, I used to be, What are you doing now for Prabhupada? Like in the military. They're always recruiting people go to join the army. Australia, India, wherever. So, and they're the commander. They're in the forefront. So, we are at the forefront for Prabhupada. We are the commander and armies for Prabhupada. Not just, taking the what I did before and we're just living on it. We have to work for Prabhupada right through the end of this life. Shishasteham sadimam tuam prapannam. The Arjuna said, I'm your disciple, soul surrender unto you completely. You use me as you like. So we have to be in that same attitude for our spiritual master. Your family, this, that. Our family is Prabhupada's family. ISKCON, Krishna, our family. See it that way in your heart and make yourself committed completely. Not just one day, whole life. Because life can come to an end at any time. So give it to Krishna and Krishna will always appreciate it and through Prabhupada. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Praise Prabhava, Prabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna.